Welcome to Gym Owner Freedom. I am Scott Carpenter, and I am a former broke, struggling, frustrated, and overworked gym owner that felt stuck no matter what I did to try and improve the business. Once I realized that the answer wasn't what I thought it was, just getting more clients, and after really doing the math on acquisition and churn rates, I realized I wasn't even playing a winnable game to begin with. With my current price structure, mathematically, there was no way I could afford to pay my staff so I could scale up and out of the business, that I can have the time, the money, the impact, and the freedom that I always knew I was capable of. Once I learned how to add value by selling transformational programs to people who needed more than just workouts, everything changed in my life. Today, I own 6 gyms that all run without me, and I am free to pursue my passion projects and work just because I love to, not because I have to. And if that's a goal that we mutually share together, then this is the show for you. I'm going to teach you the framework to make way more money with less clients and open up a world of possibilities to you. Subscribe, leave a review, and tune in every week. It'll change your life. I promise you that. All right. So welcome everybody. Today we're going to go through a really cool one. And we're all going to get some work done at the same time. It's going to be a little less theory and a little bit more, we're going to get the work done. So what I'm going to do is just get right into this for us. So this is part 2 of 6 for the 5X or 6 week challenge, right? So a lot of you guys have 6 week challenges, whether they are true, gym launch style, whatever that is, right? Whether they're free, whether they're not free, whatever it is. Some of you are doing it more like a CrossFit where there's an on-ramp or something like that. Some of you a lot of you guys have 6 week challenges no matter how you run it, because that, for whatever reason that call to action works, right? That offer works when you put it out there with ads. So most everybody has some version of something like this. Now you might have a 4-week, you might have a 28-day. That's fine too. Right? So any of you guys who have any sort of a front-end program like this, no matter how it's put together, this is going to be applicable to you. We're going to teach you how to make it way, 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 way better. And a lot of people refer to the 6-week challenge or whatever kind of offer that is as high ticket. And it isn't. So a $599 6-week kind of challenge, that's not a high ticket. That's a mid-ticket offer. It is certainly not a high ticket. So let's just first be clear about that. And so we're going to walk you through our high ticket framework. It's a 3-tier pricing strategy. And you have a high, a mid, and a low. So it's the HML framework. And this is having 3 of these offers will ensure you get so much more money out of every single client on average. But it doesn't mean that you need to lower or raise your low end rates as well. So we're going to teach you how you can go big without going home, how you can have an offer that meets the needs for anyone with any budget, but you can also get $3,000, $4,000 out of somebody for a high ticket mentorship program, somebody who really needs the help and really wants to go all in. You should have something that's at least $2,000, $3,000, $8,000 for something like a 9 or a 12-week program. Okay. Meanwhile, because you're price anchoring high, you get to take your mid-ticket offer, your 6-week challenge. Maybe it's 4 weeks for you, whatever it is. And you're going to bring that up, right? We had Sierra on, who's a gym owner out of Elgin, who started with us, who was a 6-week challenge gym. We had her on maybe 3 weeks ago, Dave, something like that.
Sierra, she just graduated from the cohort like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. And she 6-week challenge gym verbatim to a T, bolted on our true high ticket offer, in addition to her mid ticket, and just went to the moon on it. And then what she did with her mid ticket 6-week challenge offer, she raised that to $997, I believe.
Correct.
And it's pretty awesome. So it's a 3-tier pricing strategy. You get your high ticket, your mid ticket, and your low ticket. Because there are people who just want to work out. And we're going to teach you, how do you take this 6-week challenge and charge 5 times the amount of it? And what we're all going to do today is based on your business model. I don't care whether it's group or semi or one-on-one or a combination. I don't care what your offers are. We are going to build out your HML framework, your 3-tier pricing strategy today on this call. Quick shout out. We're going to start to do this now. We're going to start to kind of highlight some amazing wins. And Dave, I know you've been Devin just started with us, like, I don't know, a couple months ago, maybe. I know you got updates on him.
Yeah. So he's a perfect example. It took us a while to really build the foundation. We established his high, mid, low really early on in the game. He was, I guess, we're like 21 days in on him putting the gas pedal down. He's an absolute machine. Like, this is new business collected in the last 10 days. What we're teaching on this call, like, once Devin got it, he understood the difference between his $599 to his $3,000. He has a $5,000 high ticket. Like, it was gas pedal down. So yeah, his story, like, guys, that's new business cash collected over the course of.
Which, for those of you listening who can't see, it's $18,000 in new business in 10 days. And guys, these aren't big year-long. These aren't 6 or 12-month paid in fulls. So know that. That's not that impressive if you sign up a few people and they're all paying in full for like a year, obviously. These, how long is this program? Is it 9 weeks or is it 12?
It's 8 to 12. So he has a couple different mentorship options. So 8 to 12 is kind of his sweet spot.
Awesome. So 18 grand in new business collected in 10 days with about how many clients is that then?
Yeah, five or six tops.
Okay. So let that sink in, right? 18 grand in new business is a pretty awesome month, let alone an awesome 10-day run. But again, he didn't do this by signing up 50 people because he spent $8,000 in ads, right? He did this with 5 people. And that's ridiculous. You called it, because we chatted and I'm like, dude, you're going to get excited. I think he's got potential to be amazing, blah, blah, blah. Within a week or so, I think it was from the onboarding meeting. When you did an onboarding with him, Dave, you're like, oh no, he's going to be a killer.
It was his first audio note. And for anybody like on the call listening, what we mean by that it factor is like, you were put on this earth for something more. Like, it's for all of those gym owners, all of those trainers who are tuning in and you're put on earth for something bigger. And Devin, I knew that from his first first voice note. Caleb, who's in our program, he's on the call right now. Caleb checked off that it factor box. So for any gym owner, if you have that it factor and you just know that you want to lead, this call is specifically for those type of gym owners.
Awesome. Very cool. So congrats, Devin, man. You just crushed it. So here's what we're going to cover today. The exact offers you should have on your menu, the high, the mid, the low. We're going to help you fine tune that for yourself. You're going to actively do this. Okay. And then we're going to talk about who's going to pay for each offer. Obviously, not everybody's going to pay $3,000 for something like a 9-week program. It's not going to happen. So with those 3, and they don't have to, that's the brilliant thing. There's 3 different kind of types of people that are coming in, and what are the offers for the 3 different types of people, right? And then, we teach you how to 5X your 6-week challenge, essentially, right? Is how do you get 5 times the amount of revenue from something like that? And yeah, it might be a 9-week program, not a 6, but like, how do you charge so much more for it? This is what people don't get, because in that 6-week challenge is good because you're giving them the workouts probably 3 times a week, right?
Yep.
You're also, what you're doing is you're giving them nutrition and accountability for most of you doing that. So it's like, well, I'm giving everything I can give. So like, how's that worth more than $599? And it does. It takes a minute. Like you said with Devin, it takes a minute to wrap your head around it and understand it. And when you do, and then you sign somebody up, it's over. Then you realize, oh my God, that was a lot easier than I thought to sell a $3,000 program. And
Scott, you nailed it. And this is something, guys, like the bullet point number 3 here, accountability versus mentorship. That's the most important question we're going to answer today, because once you know the difference in those two is when your entire life changes. Like, Sierra went from here to here. And if you're listening to this, like I said, low to the moon, because we answered that question. The second you know the difference between accountability and mentorship, everything changes.
Yep. Big thing. And it does take, some people get it right away. Some people just trust us and do the process, and then they get it a little bit later, especially once they start selling it and working with those people. But once you have that aha moment, it just clicks, everything changes for you. Everything changes for you. And then, yeah, we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this high ticket offer. How, how do we fulfill it on the back end? Cool, I get
Mhm.
it. What do I actually do on the back end?
Mhm.
My favorite are the ones who just trust us and go, then we make sure you take action. Like when you go through
Mhm.
we have a high ticket launch program where we teach you how to
Yeah.
build, self-fulfill, renew this in 12 weeks with your business model. And a lot of times we just push people to take action, take action, take action. And they'll sell something before they fully understand it. And they're like, oh shit,
Mhm.
now I got to dig in and find out how to fulfill this. Right. But we'll give you the bird's eye view on how that's done. So the objective for this training is really,
Mhm.
like Dave said, we want you to learn and understand the difference between that $599 program versus the $3,000 program. And we want to help you build out your offer
Mhm.
within this call. You threw this in there, Dave. What's this one for?
Oh, this is for anyone out there. Like, you guys should have a rough outline after this call for any of our newbies who are just tuning in for the first time. I think Heather Benz is brand new to the community. Like, I want anyone coming off of this call, if you want us to take a look at your offer, 15 minutes set down to where we just analyze it, give you maybe a couple small tweaks. Therefore, keep in mind, guys, the goal at the end of this 4 weeks is you guys are launching your high ticket program. So this call is for anyone that wants us to take a look at their offer. Either myself or Craig will jump on the horn, take a look at your work today, and we'll transition to the next week's call where we're going to teach you how to sell it.
Awesome. So I don't know if it's going to let me select this. Yeah, it will. I'll drop this in the chat. Craig, if you could drop this for everybody watching on Facebook and not in the personal Zoom room. For everybody in the Zoom room, I dropped that link right there. So yeah, if you need a little bit of help fine-tuning your offers, you can get 15 minutes from us to get help with that. Again, just so everybody's aware, right? We really teach why we got in this business up to the end game, which is making big, sexy profits in your gym, turning that profit into indestructible wealth, which I'm super passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that you can live the lifestyle. We are firmly in this 6-part series
Yes.
in step 1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we are literally in step 1 of 1, lead with price to win the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
You, unless you're Planet Fitness of the boutique fitness world, if you're not, I mean, if you're the loss leader, if you're that kind of model, great. Okay. There's not many. There can really only be one in a market. If you're not that, you need to learn how to lead with price. You need to learn how to offer a lot of value, because I think we all know the volume game is a beast. It's
Mm-hmm.
really hard and it's really expensive and it changes a lot. So if you are not the cheapest, you need
Mm-hmm.
to learn how to command more value with your offers and how you sell it and how you fulfill it. It's what we're going to help you do. Okay. Beyond that, right, it comes down to leads, getting butts in the seats, and building your
Mm-hmm.
team to implement simple systems to automate your profits. That's it. We have all these things. We are just hyper focused on this first one with price, your offers, your prices, and learning how to sell it. Right. So we're firmly kind of talking about the high ticket launch stuff today, which, zooming out, build out your offers, learn how to
Mm-hmm.
sell them, learn how to fulfill them, learn how to renew them. You nail all 4 of those steps, you now
Mm-hmm.
have a business model that can beat out so many competitors, because you're not chasing what everybody else does. Everybody's doing the low priced volume game, right? And a lot of those models are eating shit right now in 2024 with the changes. Lead flow has not been great. I've seen organic lead flow like just fall off a cliff for a lot of places. Many, many, many. And then, of course, Facebook, yeah, you can still get the cheap leads, but can you get them in the doors? And everybody's struggling with that on a level that we haven't seen in quite a while before.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can run a model where you need half the amount of clients or fewer, and that way you need fewer members, you need less staff, you have fewer problems, you don't need as much space, there's a lot less admin, there's a lot less work, a lot less expenses and ad costs and churning complaints. This is why gym owners want to bail on their businesses, the top,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? What we've done over the last several years is we've really perfected leading with price, needing lower volume. And we end up with more dream clients who value our services, who are happy to pay every month, lot less complaints, lot less
Mm-hmm.
acquisition, right? And that's what allowed us to really relax more. than a lot of other ones who really panic. If they're not signing, if they're not getting in 10 consults a week. I don't know if we've ever had 10 consults a week, Dave, ever.
Ever.
I
Never.
doubt it. I would highly doubt we had it. I mean, 5 consults is probably a PR. I mean, for us.
Seriously.
But less is more. Less is more. So that's what we're talking about. Again, so you guys know, if this is your first time in here, we do open up P&Ls. We show you how this works. We show you that, our main thing that we like to see gyms do, it's not necessarily getting to $1 million. It may be getting to $1 million, but what's more important than is profit over revenue. I want the profit to come in. So if you're doing $1 million, excellent. I still want you to make 30 to 50% profit margin on that, not 10, 15. Okay. So leading with price will help you make killer margins and make you be very profitable. Even if you're only bringing in 30, 40, 50 grand, 20 grand, some places will do, 120, 30K profit. No problem. Just doing 20K a month. That's great. Right. So I'm about profits. We need to take home what we need to take home as a business owner. So Dave, I think you are going to walk us through kind of the framework with the build, sell, fulfill, renew, and take it from here, right? Do you want me to hand over the screen sharing to you so you can control the slides?
Let's hand it over to me if you're cool with it.
Yep. Take it over.
All right, guys. I am pumped to share this. I think I mentioned last week, we have put 22 cohorts through. Can you believe that, Scott? Since we started PTL, we're north of 20 cohorts.
That's crazy. Since we started even doing cohorts, before we just kind of put it together.
I'm so blessed and lucky that as fulfillment, I've been a part and led every single one of those cohorts. Like we just had an amazing call today with our July cohort, and Meetool is on there, who is just crushing it. And he's helping me create even more frameworks for what we do. So we created a framework today called the Joe Rogan framework. So it's like the more of these cohorts we take through, is the more we subtract from what we teach and how we teach, right? It's the simplicity of what we do now. It's so different than it was even 6 months ago. So next 4 weeks, guys, basically everything that we're doing inside of the cohort, it's a crash course. We're going to focus on 30-minute sprints, and we're going to take you through basically our entire cohort. So each week has a bullseye. So this week, the bullseye, the mission is creating an offer that you would die for. Now, why? Like, why do you need an offer on the menu that you would die for? Because then you take action. Caleb, who's in this cohort right now, Caleb, unmute yourself. I like interaction on this thing. Caleb, how excited are you now to take action? Because we're building something that you believe in. How much more excited are you to do the action that is needed to win on a scale of 1 to 10?
I can't get enough done. I can't watch enough videos. I just want to learn so much. And the more I learn, the faster I want to learn it.
Guys, the second that you have a transformational offer on your menu, you take 50, 100 times more action. Okay, so that's what we're focusing on today. I want every single person coming off of this call with just me, and maybe it's not on paper, but it's just that idea, the thought of, man, this is a program that could change the world. So that's today's mission. As we transition next week, this is a specialty. We're going to teach you how to sell the program with the C word, conviction, not confidence, conviction. Conviction is what is needed to sell $1,000 programs. So that's part 2. The next part of it, guess what? You guys are here for one thing, freedom. That's the name of our group. We're going to teach you how to fulfill your high ticket program in just 30 minutes per week. Like, you're not spending hour after hour with these clients. The most important part, what's the point of signing someone up for a transformational program if after the initial 9 to 12 weeks, they back off the gas pedal? Renewing, building your EFT, and helping them see the transformation through. That's going to be the mission for part 4. This is what Shannon Logan did better than anyone in the history of PT Legends. She renewed like an absolute animal. So that's what we're doing. This week, it's about building. But first, do you like this statement, Scott? Action is undefeated. It's one of my favorite. I don't know if I coined that. Like, do you get down with that messaging? Action is undefeated.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's basically how I survived in the first several years of business while screwing everything up.
Now, if you noticed, there's a ... in a but. Okay. In regards to high ticket, guess what? My first mentor, signed up. He's like, your new price point's $3,000. And I said, fantastic. I'm excited to sell it. He's like, go out and sell one this week. And I said, what the hell am I selling? He said, this is verbatim. This is someone who spent $10,000 for a program. He's like, you'll figure it out. So I took a lot of action. We figured it out. My goal for you guys coming off of today's call is you actually have something that you believe in. And then that's going to force, like I said at the top of the call, so much more action. So I want to give you guys the inner workings on who your high ticket program is for, what do the meat and potatoes look like, and most importantly, how does that differ from your nutrition and training only option? Okay. So HML framework, here's the way that it works. 3 buckets. Okay. Scott, how many gym owners that we work with, how many consults have you been on? They have a pricing binder that makes you want to run through a wall. We got 10 gym owners. How many of them, like, is it freaking complicated, their pricing menu?
Shoot, it could be 7, 8 out of 10, maybe even more sometimes. Yep.
They have a youth training option. They have semi-private. It's like, hey guys, I want to do overlapping PT. I want to do one-on-one PT. I think we have an online coach on today's call. Like it's so easy to continue to add options to your menu.
Yeah. They got bronze, they got silver, they got gold, they got platinum, they've got with nutrition coaching, twice a month. They got with nutrition coaching once a month. They got nutrition. And then they've got what everything includes or it doesn't include, and you are just lost.
Yes. So we want to simplify your guys' menu starting right now. Okay. What if you only had 3 offers on your menu? Okay. So just 3 offers. In my opinion, because we're going to get to it next week when it comes to selling the program, it is hard to have conviction in 10 different options. I don't even know, like, Scott, is that possible? Like, do you believe it's possible to have real conviction if you have 42 options on the menu?
No. I mean, because you know what happens in that is you're trying to close that is like, well, you could do this, or you could maybe do that, but like this would be okay. Or if you feel you're good here, then this could happen. And we're losing our value as the person that they're supposed to trust to make this change.
It's so the majority of people, the guys that come in and they sit down for a consult, they've been thinking about starting their journey for years, maybe decades. The second that we're giving them option after option on the menu, I've seen it time after time, they shut down. And that's when you're going to get hit with a ton of, I have to think about it, objections. Okay. So utilizing this framework, it really simplifies your menu and you have a good, better, best option. Okay. So for anybody on the call, if you have some type of 6-week challenge, it's probably going to have some type of combination of workouts, nutrition, accountability. Like most good gym owners, they have that offer on their menu. Okay. Most gym owners are going to have a good option where you're going to come in, you're going to move, you're going to groove, you're going to sweat. Workout only option. The high ticket option, which we're building out today, that's going to be your mentorship program. Like I said, like the sweet spot with most of those are going to be 8 to 12 weeks. Okay. So we're not talking, like Scott said, a 16, a 24, a year-long program. Your mentorship programs, guys, are going to be 9 to 12 weeks, and it's going to have a price point anywhere from $2,000 to $8,000 per month. The better you get at this, the closer you're going to get to that $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 price point. Sierra, now she's building conviction in her program. We're getting ready to increase her high ticket price point closer to 5,000. So somewhere in that range, guys, is what you can expect for your high ticket program. Okay. From there, there's really 3 types of people who come to see us. There's the 4th one, which they're people that we don't really want to work with. So like the 4th bucket is like, this person for wherever they're at, like it's just not a good fit for what we do. There's 3 clients. Okay. There's the move and sweat client. There's the client who comes in and the only thing they want to do is they want to be a part of a good community. They want to move and sweat and groove. That's it. There's the get fit client. Now, the get fit client, they're want to lose some weight, feel a little bit more comfortable in their own skin. They're laser focused. Maybe it is a number on the scale. We all know that a training, nutrition, accountability program, it has a lot of value. For someone that's their primary goal, fantastic program. Okay. But we all have those clients that you know that you were put on earth to work with. Your dream client. That's the client that you're going to prescribe your high ticket program to. Okay, so there's a huge difference. I hope you guys are already starting to see this with the buckets of people. There's that get fit, I want to move, I want to sweat. There's the, hey, I want to get in the best shape of my life. But the first one, the dream client, is the client who comes in with the expectations. They don't know it, but they're there to live their best life, to live their life to their fullest potential. That's your dream client. That's what we call our Rod Tidwells. Those are the clients you were put on earth to serve. So once again, just like last week, I want you guys to marinate. What if you had 10 to 12 of those on your menu or on your roster? Will Schiller just sent me a message with Shannon Logan today. And Shannon's big vision moving forward, she wants to find 10 to 12 dream clients. 10 to 12 dream clients that are paying her $2,000 a month. She wants to make 25 grand a month. And she wants to use that with a model where she's only working with a dozen. Now, you guys don't have to get there today, but I want you to start marinating on right now. Who is this dream client? And how would your life look different if you only served your dream client? Not only served because you guys have other offers on your menu, but how much different would your model, your gym be if you had a roster of dream clients? Okay. Scott, anything else to add before we get into this? This is the most important slide, guys, on the entire deck. Is there any other thoughts you have, Scott?
No, it's just, if we go back to that last slide real quick.
Yep.
So, variations, and do you want to talk about this now or you want to talk about it later? Like with different, does it matter how the workouts, right? Like, is it large group? Is it one-on-one? What does it look like? Yeah. Right.
We're going to get into that. Like, as we're building out, what does the offer look like? We're going to get into because some people do one-on-one training. Some people do group training. Some people do kickboxing. Like, it doesn't really matter at this point. We're going to get to that as you guys are building out your offer.
Perfect.
Okay. Most important slide. What the heck is the difference between accountability and mentorship? The analogy, the story that I tell with accountability, I'm a former bodybuilder. I've worked with some amazing bodybuilding coaches. Here's basically what they did. We had a conversation and they built out the plan for me. Every single week, I would touch base with them, not via phone conversation. It was a weekly email to where, did I hit my macronutrients? Here's some nude photos of me. Are we progressing? How are the workouts going? We did a weekly check-in. Okay. The entire focus was what? Getting shredded to a T. Okay. So did I pay $3,000 for that? Hell no. I paid $299 a month and it was worth every single penny. So we built out a plan. We did a weekly check-in via email, and the entire focus was on, am I seeing results in the mirror? Okay. Very similar, guys, to your 6-week challenge. Think about it. You build out a plan. Okay. You get some type of weekly check-in, and the focus is on what? Losing X number of pounds in 6 weeks, or you get your money back, or if you want to continue working with this, we apply it. So it's that external. Okay. Now, mentorship. Here's the difference, guys. We help them define a purpose in their desired outcomes. We provide guidance on overcoming obstacles. We help them celebrate wins and address every struggle, both inside and outside of the gym. And we focus just as much on the internal transformation compared to the external transformation. So are we helping them change into the human being that they want to become? That's the difference, guys, between a $100 program and a $1,000 program. With a mentorship, we're connecting their North Star, the reasons why they want to lose weight, to something way bigger than 3 digits on the scale or X number of inches lost. Take a snapshot of this, guys. Like, and this, once again, you're going to have to marinate on it. It took us 3 years. It took a lot of freaking people going through the program. That's the difference between accountability and mentorship. Caleb, I'm going to call on you, brother. Unmute yourself. Does this help, man? Because this is the first time I've shown this slide. Does this help kind of clear up the cobwebs in your head? You're right in the middle of a cohort. Does this help to understand the difference between accountability and mentorship?
Absolutely. I was writing this down as you were talking because I really want to get this separated in my head and really see the value in the mentorship so that I can feel like when I go to sell it, that it's worth more than just accountability.
Yeah. Can you imagine, brother, like helping someone define their purpose and then using fitness as a vehicle to get them there? Can you see how that's the person that's going to spend thousands of dollars, not hundreds of dollars? Can you see that? It's purpose. Okay. Here's another graphic for you guys. A little simplified graphic. I call it the mentorship equation. Building someone a plan, the 165 hours they're not with us, and being a guide on their journey, that will equal real change every single day of the week. Okay, the story I used, this was when we initially rolled out the program. When was it, Scott? Was it August? August of 2020. When
August
we
2020. Yep.
Yeah, so Carlos was client number like 10 or 12 to go through the program here. You can see we're meatheading it up. We're hitting a nice little heavy incline chest press. When I signed the first probably 8 to 10 clients up, I signed them up as an accountability program on steroids. So out of the gate, I didn't know the difference between accountability and mentorship. It was a moment with Carlos after a Friday session to where I clearly knew the difference. And so I had an hour, I called it Alpha Hour. It was a bunch of the boys. For any functional trainers out there, you would hate my workouts. We did a buy-try workout, okay? So the boys left with a nasty pump. I still remember the day. It was Paulie B, it was Carlos, and then I think it was Eric. So it was 3 guys, okay? Insane epic workout. And as you can tell, Carlos, he looks like the kind of the out of shape version of Dwayne Johnson. Okay, that's what that's the analogy, okay? Carlos was hanging out at the end of the workout. And he's like, "Can I talk with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, man. What's going on? Are you having trouble, X, Y, and Z?" And he grabbed me and he said, "You saved me." No, I was like saying that out loud. Like I can feel that. And that was the moment that I realized, guys, like, no, this isn't an accountability program on steroids. Like, this is a program that can absolutely change someone's life. So my goal for you, I can see Caleb, you're shaking your head. Once you have that moment, everything changes. I completely changed the way that I sold programs after that moment. It wasn't an accountability program on steroids. It was, Carlos, let's take the bull by the horns. Let's live your best life. So let that sink in, guys. Like, I can't tell you enough. Like, once you know the difference between accountability and mentorship, my gosh, it opens up the playbook on life.
Ultimately, guys, it's not about, it's when looking at these people coming in, it's not necessarily about the weight on the scale, right? It's about the fact that they're just lost in their life. They haven't made themselves a priority, or they maybe tried this diet and that program or multiple times, a dozen times over the past 8 years. Nothing's ever stuck, and they just feel they're not living their best life. They feel uncomfortable in their own skin. They feel lazy. They might have guilt about food, like, all the time. And at the end of the day, like, they're done. They're done with that. Their version of heaven, like, where they get back to, sure, at whatever weight they're thinking, but it's how are they feeling then? Right? And the fact that they have control, they have self-control, they wake up and, right, it's just different. It's like, it's peeling back the layers of the onion. Yeah, they'll say, "Oh yeah, I'd like to lose 20 pounds." That's where it starts. But what they're going to feel like when they lose that, and they have the confidence and the skill set to know that they can maintain that forever, that's what they want. And that's why this mentorship exists.
Next slide. These are the messages that just make my day. Jonathan Moomies, who's in the July cohort, we had our one-on-one yesterday. He was having a rough patch. We jumped on a call and basically I gave him the Kool-Aid Man pep talk. And it was more of, hey, here's not the strategy of how to sell your program. It was more of, let's get into your mindset. Let's shatter these limiting beliefs and go out there and change someone's life. This is a message I got from Jonathan after a PC that he had right after our conversation. Your framed worked, 997. He's done with his case study. This is for a virtual program. This was a message that I received from Jonathan a week before. This is what PT Legends is in a nutshell. We're not an accountability program. This right here, like, Jonathan summed it up better than I ever could. PT Legends is going to change the lives of so many people as an indirect result of changing the lives of direct participants. It's crazy. So guys, just like I want you guys to become mentors, like, that's what I'm most passionate about in life. It's not teaching you guys frameworks, right? But it's mentoring you and teaching you a skill set and getting you to just believe in your mission just a little bit more. So that's why PT Legends, we're not I teach systems, and, Josh Price teaches Gym OS better than anyone in the world. Scott knows wealth better than anyone in the world, but it's not about that, right? It's can we put together our own mission and go out there and change as many lives as possible. So that message right there, I wanted to share it for Jonathan. Once you guys start receiving those type of text messages from your clients, guess what's going to happen? You're going to take even more action. So anything else you want to add there, Scott, before we transition to the next chapter in the journey?
Nope, keep going.
Okay, we have to know your guys' dream client. Now, I'm not telling you guys to niche down to 42-year-old nurses that have a bachelor's degree. You don't have to go there. But I'm going to start challenging you guys right now, just like I started challenging Sierra. Caleb, I've already started challenging you. What does this book of dream clients look like? Because I already know in my book, if I only worked with end users, is this photo right here. We are wearing our executive transformation shirts. It is busy, type A, professional dads. So right now, guys, this is, if you're watching this on the recording, hit the pause button and start marinating on, if I only worked with my dream client, who would this dream client be? Okay. Now I'm going to give you guys some value today. Okay. I have a prompting guide that's going to walk you guys through and help start identifying who is your dream client. So if you're watching on Facebook Live, or if you're watching in the Zoom room, comment Core 5. It's a 12-page guide. It's something that I got from one of my first mentors. It was one of the most powerful assignments that I've ever done in my entire life. There's 4 questions that we're going to ask inside of this framework. Who are they? I just said who mine was. Type A dads were professional badasses that they're not living their life with the most at their highest level of potential. What is their biggest problem? Okay. Mine is what? They're super busy. They're overwhelmed. Probably entrepreneurs, right? They want to be more present with their kids, and they just have that inner like being that they know they should be doing better. Where do they want to go? The client Keith, who I showed you, where did he want to go on the journey? He turned 60. He was entering what he called his 4th quarter, and he's like, I want my last 20 years to be better than my first 60 years. So that's where he wanted to go on the journey. Once you guys start identifying that, how much easier is it for you to put together a program that speaks specifically for them? So guys, this is something that you should probably take an hour and a half to really start marinating on who is your dream client. And I promise you, if you're in a community of 10, 15, 20,000 people, how many are we looking to sign up, guys? How many dream clients are we looking to sign up? We're not looking to sign up 40 or 50, right? We're only looking for, maybe some of you guys, Caleb's on the call. He's looking to sign up 2, right? Then build off of that. So don't worry about niching down too much inside of your guys' communities. I guarantee there is going to be multiple hundreds, if not thousands, of dream clients. Okay. From there, now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes. Let's build out what your high ticket program is going to look like. Okay. There's 3 pillars to this. So Scott, you're asking, hey, Dave, do we need to get into the meat and potatoes of what type of training? Guys, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Now, if you have a one-on-one or a semi-private, probably going to be able to charge $2,500, $3,000, $4,000. If you're kickboxing gym, if you're, a large group, that's why we have the range of around that $2,000. Like, we've taken hundreds of gyms through our program at this point. Don't worry, you will find your sweet spot, but that's the first pillar to everyone's program, right? For brick and mortar, they're going to be doing some type of workouts in-house. Could be, hypothetically, Shannon Logan is working with a ton of virtual clients. Maybe you're writing up their workouts. So that's another option. So whatever your model is, write that down. That one is a super simple one. Now, lifestyle, like I said, with the mentorship equation, the 165 hours outside of the gym. Okay. So they're probably going to be in these categories, guys. You guys are all going to have different passions, right? I'm not a sleep guy. I should be more of a sleep guy. That probably wouldn't be one of my pillars. You're probably going to have a unique view on your nutrition, your recovery. Matt Chenard, what is he into? Scott, he does what the ice baths, right? Like, that's going to be a part of his lifestyle, what he preaches, right? Shannon Logan, what does she do? She's big into time management. She works with busy CEOs. That's going to be into her lifestyle. One of my favorite new ones with a few of my clients, we have a faith-based goal. So one of my latest mentorship clients, Lindsay, her biggest freaking habit we built is she reads 10 pages of the Bible daily. If you would ask her right now, what did you get the most out of the program? She's connecting her fitness to even bigger things outside of showing up for her time efficient workouts. Okay. So guys, start marinating on now. This is where you really get to personalize it. Like, which of the 165 hours, like which of these categories are really hitting at home? Okay. Maybe it is an AM routine. Maybe it is personal development time. That's where you guys can marinate on it. Keep it simple. You're probably going to land on 2 or 3 of these. The secret sauce to the program, the reason that people spend thousands of dollars though, it's pillar number 3. Shannon Logan, her line, she said it, she's abused it. You guys can steal this. We're going to believe in you until you believe in yourself. That's what people are spending thousands of dollars for, not hundreds, because they have a guide who's going with them on their journey. And all of that, and we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the fulfillment. It's a weekly one-on-one conversation where you're going to have them take ownership of their life, celebrate their wins, help them overcome their obstacles, talk through the struggles, and create an action plan for the next week. Yes, and I know that sounds simple, guys, but it's so freaking powerful. Every 90 days, me and this guy, where's Keith at? We meet for breakfast. We have a workout. We meet for breakfast. And what do? We sit down and we're like, okay, what are the 3 to 4 big actions? What are we focusing on for the next 90 days? Sometimes it is a business goal because that's a passion of mine. Sometimes it's an all nutritional push based off of whatever season he is in. We're building a plan with super simple actionables. And we do our mentorship call now. We do it on the Stairmaster. And he pays me $20,000 a year to work with me. But that right there, guys, is the secret to the program. It's that weekly one-on-one conversation. And keep in mind, like a lot of you guys might think, I'm not a life coach, Dave. Doesn't matter, because guess what? I guarantee the dream client that we're defining, you guys know their story better than they know themselves. So you don't have to be a life coach to be a mentor, right? Like, Scott, like who's your dream client? Like, let's go to you. Like, wealth, think gym owner to go into wealth. Like, let's do this. Let's do this live on the call. Who's your dream person?
Yeah, dream person for me. Oh, this is fun. So it's somebody who it's going to be a gym owner who absolutely wants to keep growing. They know they're capable of something more than they're doing right now. They've got a great functioning business right now, but it's like, I want to keep growing. I just don't know the path right now. Is it multiple locations? Is it bolting an online coaching business? Is it getting into real estate and investing and building? Like, they know what they want to do for themselves and their family is just a much greater purpose. They might not have it totally dialed in, right? And know exactly what that path looks like, but that's where I come in, right? I've done all of the things. I've done multiple locations and screwed them up and then fixed them and learned how to do it right. Right. I've done it where I've gone on to help people with their businesses. I've done it with the online stuff. I've done it with long and short-term real estate and infinite banking and business acquisitions, right? And mentorships and author. Like, I love that stuff. It's a gym owner who constantly wants to grow and challenge themselves personally and professionally and not stop. And guys, that's my favorite person to work with.
And guess what? Like, this is my point. I just tricked you, Scott. Do you have a doctorate degree in economics?
No, I do not.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was hoping you were going to say that. But that's my point. You've lived the story. Just like every single person on here, you guys have your own story. So one of the biggest objections we get, well, I get this, but I'm not a life coach. You have a freaking story. And I would almost guarantee your dream client story is probably your story from 3 years ago. I'll put money on that, right? So get that limiting belief out of your head. You don't have to be a life coach, because every single person on here, you guys have a story. That's why you're on this call today.
We teach you how to do this, guys. We teach you how to be a great coach and mentor. So for those of you who don't feel qualified, it's okay. And if those of you who don't know how do I build out this lifestyle stuff, these habit stuff, we have that for you too, right? We've created the skeleton where you can take every single client through it. It's got enough structure where you can use the same thing for every single person you work with, but enough flexibility to fine tune it to make it your program and to fine tune it to make it who you're working with too. It's really simple. I mean, less is more.
If I were ever to retire from PT Legends and I have this vision in my head, I want to do Dad 3.0. This is what my $5,000 mentorship program would look like. From a fitness angle, busy dudes really don't have time to hammer out weights 4 to 5 hours a week. Josh Price is on the call. Shout out. His abs are showing right now. It's not rocket science. What's he doing? He's doing time efficient workouts. I believe in that. I utilize it. It's my unique selling point with fitness. That's the only thing I would focus on in my content and my offer. I have a very unique solution to every single one of my dream clients' pain points. So from a fitness angle, time efficient workouts. Okay. Lifestyle, the 165 hours outside of the gym. I believe in a man mill strategy. I've not coached, but Scott, you're doing the man mill strategy right now. Like, I believe intermittent fasting is a great strategy for busy dudes. It allows them to eat 1,500 to 2,000 calories. I'm going to lean into that. I'm also, the other F's in my life matter just as much. So I would build some type of habits around their faith, their family, and their finances. They get to hang out with me once a week on a call, and they get to be of a community of other badasses. That's the $5,000 program right there. I believe it. I know it's the exact solution that my dream client, like that's the solution that will change their life. So like once you guys really build out your high ticket offer, it should be as simple as this slide right here. What do you believe in from a fitness angle? What is your go-to when it comes to habits and routines, the 165 hours outside of the gym? And then what are you going to do to tighten it up and bring everything together in that 30-minute conversation? Bonus points if you create a community of other like-minded people. Big Miles, your hands up, brother.
What's up, man? I like this. And a question for you on the community of other dads. Are you creating that in like an online Facebook group, WhatsApp group? So like for me, with a brick and mortar business, have this like online group that they're just chatting in.
Yeah, vehicle doesn't matter. I do mine right now. I have a couple of the guys and we're in a text exchange. We're in a text group. The highlight of every 90 day, and right now I'm at capacity. I only have 2 guys. We go to Steak 44. It's a nice restaurant inside of Scottsdale. We meet there every 90 days to celebrate. So that's something, Miles. Like once again, guys, this is where you can really customize it. The last community dinner, we spent like 7 hours there. And guess what? We freaking didn't talk about fitness. We talked about life stuff. We talked about dad stuff. We talked about faith stuff. So that's where you guys can really make this fun. This is where I like to say, these guys that are spending thousands of dollars to work with me, like they're giving me just as much energy. I mean, it truly is like you can live your dream life with your dream clients. So this is a big takeaway, but keep in mind, guys, that the difference here in I want you guys to get this takeaway from today's training. You have to understand the difference between accountability and mentorship. And once you know that difference, good grief, does it make selling your accountability program easy? That's exactly the transformation that Sierra went through. She understood that difference. She sells our mentorship program now. We're increasing the price to $5,000, but then it allows you to increase the price of your accountability because you really know the value of that program. So that's all. Like Josh Price keeps me on the gun here. That was tight, guys. That was about 35 minutes. Scott, do you have anything else that you want to add, man?
Yeah, when building out your offer, some of you guys have group and you've got one-on-one. So when you have there's 3 different types of clients, right? People have a really strong pain or desire to change, and these can be your dream clients. There's some people who want to get fit, but maybe it's not as urgent, right? That's kind of more mid-ticket thing.
Yep.
And then some people who just want to move, sweat, have fun, work out, but they don't really care about body composition. They're just there to get a good workout in, enjoy it. They're going to get a better workout than they would themselves or not at all. And it's just a place they like to go to. So, would you have 2 sets of offers if you delivered, let's say you got large group and you got one-on-one? Would you have kind of 2 sets of each of these offers then?
Yeah, what we've really it's just a lot of data that we've taken a look at. And once again, too, it's going to be based off your, we got a big Rob on the call. Like right now he's drinking out of a freaking fire hose, right? Like this is all new to him. So like his starting price point's not even going to be 2,000, right? And he focuses on large group. So kind of this sweet spot though, just think anything large group, mentorship plus delivery of workouts, it's going to land somewhere in that $1,500 to $2,500 price point. Now, as you transition to semi-private training, overlapping PT, you can go 2,500. I've seen it as high as 4,500. Des and Kaya from Texas, they do semi-private training. I believe their program is 9 weeks. And with mentorship semi-private training, it's 4,500. Then if you do the one-on-one training and you want to go all in, John Winters is on the call. He's a one-on-one guy. Eventually I can see his price point going to $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. So that's where we just didn't pull these numbers out of our butt, guys. We've taken a lot of gym owners through the program. Those are typically going to be your sweet spot. But if you're nervous now, if you're brand new to it, even if you do your case study at, $997 to start collecting some wins, just know as your conviction grows, you'll get to that price point closer to the $1,500, $2,000, even $2,500. So that's where, guys, like, it's just based off of your model. And if you do large group, semi-private, that's how you can really establish a good starting point when it comes to price.
Yeah. Yeah. And guys, we have a program where we take you through how to build, self-fulfill, renew this in 12 weeks. Like, you're on with us 2-3 times a week. We're fine-tuning it, getting you to believe in it, refining your sales process, overcoming objections, all those kind of things. And some of you guys that are a little bit more hesitant to sell something because you've only sold $150 memberships. That's great. We start off your prices a little bit lower typically until you get enough confidence, you get enough conviction to raise that price. But yeah, it's a blend of what area are you in, what kind of workouts do you deliver and all that kind of stuff. But, oddly enough, with virtual, you can be higher priced than in person sometimes, right? Now, if you're this kind of work is great because if somebody moves away, you could still be their coach. They're just hitting their workouts on their own. But if you're so your virtual one might be a little bit less than what you're charging now. But if you're starting virtually and you've honed in on this avatar client, because you're not going to get super nitty gritty when you're a brick and mortar business, right?
Yep.
You can't.
That.
You can't. But if you're doing it online, yes, you can go after dads, right? Between these ages or whatever it is, you can really get a little bit more niche down. And ironically, the more you niche down, the more you can charge, right? 100%. So there's several variables at play here. And your demographics, type of workouts, your experience and your comfort level, all these different things when building out your 3-tier high, mid, low prices. And then experience, some people we start low because they're like, hey, I suck at sales. I'm scared as hell to do this. Cool. We'll start you low. As you get confident, we'll build you up. Like Joey Scafidi is a good example, right?
Yep.
He only sold CrossFit memberships at $120 a month, never sold PT. We started him low.
Yep.
But a couple months later, he sold a program for $4K, sold 3 at $2K in one day. And there was something else in there too. He's like, no, it was 11,000 that day in new business, not 10. I can't remember what we messed up or missed, but it's a good story, because he was scared as shit to start this thing.
Yep. I love it. And guys, if you're still struggling, and it's fine if you're still not seeing the difference between the $599, $3,000, don't worry. This is what Sarah did because it took her a while. And it was like, I did this training today because I want people coming into PT Legends, like having this foundation. So what we did for her is she added a swag bag. So you can add that, I'm there, Dave, but I'm not there just yet. This is where you can maybe include a hormonal consult. Maybe you cover their lunches, for 5 meals a week. I'm a huge fan of the mindset journal, the Monk Manual. So any person I coach, we're going to go on that 90-day journey together too. So if you're not there just yet, add a little bit more to your high ticket program. That's where, based off of your pillars and what you're really passionate about, there's no reason that you can't invest. That's the beautiful thing, guys, with these price points. There's no reason that you can't invest $250 to $500 to give to your clients some really cool stuff and over deliver. So that's another option, guys. If you're not there just yet, then start kind of marinating on what can you include as a bonus or resources, or what type of professional can you connect them with in your network. Beautiful.
Excellent.
Okay. So guys, a lot today we covered. For anyone outside of PTL, hopefully you guys are taking notes. Keep in mind, if you want let me go back up to here, guys, because this would be an important, if you want the core 5, 12-page guide, make sure that you put a comment inside of Zoom or Facebook. You need to get that. We need to start identifying your dream client. Now, once you have that filled out from the notes that you've taken today, I want everybody booking a 15-minute call. So either myself, Craig, or someone in the team can take a look at your first draft. Reason being, next week, we are following up and we're going to teach you guys the meat and potatoes on how to sell your high ticket program. So we're stacking this, guys, this one call after the other. After this call, the goal is, okay, I have the baseline. I have the meat and potatoes of my high ticket offer. I'm starting to think about who's going to be my dream client. Next week, it's my favorite part. We're going to teach you guys on how to sell the program utilizing 3 or 4 of my favorite frameworks in the world. Caleb is right in the middle right now. Caleb, pump it up, dude. How good, how juicy are the frameworks that we're teaching inside of the sell pillar?
I love it. I especially like the live reps that we're getting. I feel like I'm making this more personal and I'm becoming who I want to be.
Let's go. Keep in mind, guys, it's not about Caleb making more money. It's about him leaning into his purpose and living his optimal life. So I love it. Scott, anything else to add? Price is going to get mad because we went right to the top of the hour. So we tried Price to keep it tight.
We'll keep it tighter next time. So next one, next Thursday, 12 p.m. PST, we're going to the next one. So we're building out the offers on this one, right? Then we're going to teach, what are we doing on the next one, Dave?
We're teaching them how to sell it, man. Like you come on this call, we're teaching you through the nuts and bolts of every single part of our sales process. Crash course, 40 minutes. You're going to walk out and you're going to know how to sell the program.
Awesome. That sounds good. So next Thursday, 12 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. EST. Appreciate it, guys. Normally we have a little bit of time to work with people afterwards. This week we do not, which is okay. But next time we should have enough time to answer some questions at the end, dial things in. So make sure to come on to that one, guys. Otherwise, we will see you next week. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you are ready to start making an extra $10,000 a month or more this month by making more money with less clients and create a consistent flow of high-quality leads, you can learn about what it's like to work with me and how ridiculously affordable it is at CoachScottCarpenter.com. And if you got any value out of this episode, please pay it forward and leave a review for this show. It helps other gym owners find the answers to the huge problems that we all share. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.